Welcome back to Niagara Ironbacks baseball here in the place where dreams come true, Merritt, Ontario. I'm Darren Clark, and I'm rejoined by your friend and mine, Jesse Seguin, as the Ironbacks face a division rival in the Batavia Muckdogs. Batavia currently sits at 8-5 behind first place Newark, while the Ironbacks, having been rained out last night in Geneva, are sporting the same record as last time we saw them, 2-7. Good to have you back, Jesse. The slogan for Batavia, New York, of course, is the right place, the right time, and while the weather might suggest otherwise, it's always a good time for baseball. Not an easy matchup tonight for Niagara, though.
You can say that again, Darren. Muckdogs are in a stretch of 8 games in 8 days here. They're coming off a big win against Newark, 8-4 last night. They're going to be in tough, though. You got some big bats in the lineup today. Brian Fry's batting .375. He's got more walks than strikeouts. And Cameron Koppel on the mound today. He's pitching. He's got a 2.35 ERA. He's got 10 strikeouts to 2 walks.
Yeah, they're a good team. A lot of veterans on the team too. When you look over some returning players. Batavia, second in the league in batting average, third in slugging percentage. Ironbacks are 9th and 12th respectively. Batavia 4th in the league in ERA at 4.63. Niagara 13th at 7.30. And his funny thing is, and you pointed this out a lot, they have very similar K rates, but where you notice the difference is when you look at the whip. So it's the walks, and whip I don't believe actually considers hit by pitches. You know, but we've seen a lot of those, absolutely. And tonight we see a pitcher for the Ironbacks who we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what he's got here. Ryan Ficini.
Yeah, the first batter he's facing Tyler Castrataro from Hofstra University out of Mahopac, New York. I feel like I mispronounced that, potentially. A nice season this year for Hofstra, 274, 323, 469 in 45 games. Nice pitch by Ficini. Started off with a strike. There we go.
Big cut too, right there by Castrillon.
Definitely not a lot of knee-high socks going on with the Muckdogs on the side.
Great red uniforms.
Yeah. Let's see. That ball is hit out in the center field. That's an easy catch there in center field. Chase Hubble. Right, that's one out. Bringing up Caleb Walker.
Shortstop here, batting .214 on the season. Muckdogs.
Ficini's favorite movie, Moneyball. Staying on point, staying on theme.
Good pick.
Oh, that one's hit. I think he got it in on the hands. That's going to fall in front of the right fielder. It's a single. Yeah, that was a little bit in on the hands there. Nice poke for Caleb Walker. Falling in front of the right fielder, Alex Keene. That's one out.
Brian Fry up the plate.
So we got one out, runner on first. Your boy Brian Fry, you talked him up before the game. Here he is. See what he does. If he meets your hype. There goes the runner. He's going to be in there okay. Stolen base. Caleb Walker. Wasn't a great pitch to throw on for Brock Granger behind the plate. It's 1-0. Chidi coming out of the stretch. Just a little low. It's a little outside. It's 3-0. That's ball 4. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Up comes the cleanup hitter, Justin Espinal. Espinal out of Jefferson University. He's from Bayshore, New York. Quite an accomplished college career. 469 at bats, 262, 356, 426, 16 home runs. We haven't seen a home run here yet this season. A little spin, maybe just a little twirl. From Facchini there.
Espinal batting .273 on the season.
Full of sound and twirling and signifying nothing. There goes a runner again. The ball's inside. Granger's not even going to attempt to throw.
Second stolen base.
That's another thing Ironbacks has struggled at is really controlling the running game. It's pretty much runner gets on, stolen base. Oh. Ball 1. Facchini's really struggling in the strike zone. Granger takes a couple steps out. Little message of support. A modest lead for Fry on first. In on the hands, fouled back. There's a foul ball horn. First appearance of tonight. Full, strong, elongated. It's back.
It's back.
Foul ball siren's back, baby. There goes the runner. Down low again. Throw into center field. That'll score a run. I'm not even sure how you score that one. It's an error on somebody, though. E2? That seems tough. E2 scores a runner. I feel like there was two infielders there. Runners goes to second. It's high. Full count. Full count on Espinal. Trying to limit damage here. That's in the dirt. That's rough, and it's kind of what we talked about before the game.
That's right. Struggling a little bit before the control there too, right? This is a team, the Muckdogs, you don't want to get runners on base. They'll make you pay.
Yeah. A lot of free passes. Cooper Romich up at the plate. Lemoyne College, plays for the Dolphins from North Chile, New York. Granger can't find the ball that's located mere inches in front of him. Yeah, I think he felt that one got away from him a little more than it did. I think we'll call that a pass ball. We got a lot of scoring action here early. Pass balls. Contentious. Corners are in. He finds it outside corner there. 1-1. It's pretty unrelenting lineup here for the Muckdogs. They just keep bringing really talented hitters at you. Just a little low there for Romich. Corners stay in. Middle infield back deep. That is fly to right. Keene has a really strong arm, but he fumbles it. That's a shame. That is a shame. So that's a fly ball to right field. A sac fly, scores 1. Espinal stayed put on second. It's 2-0 Batavia. There's 2 out. Brandon Reyna Braden Reyna coming up to the plate now. Braden from Monroe Community College. He's from Rochester, New York. Just on the inside corner. Nice pitch from Ficini.
Another big bat in the lineup, too. He's batting .303 on the year. Playing right field today.
Ooh, just a little bit low there. Makes it 1-1. Ficini's really knocking on the door. He's a little more dialed in. Fouled that off in on the hands. Nice pitch.
Just count 2-1 here.
That's in on the hands. That's fisted down to third. Picked up. Throw to first. And that's tossed away. That's going to score the run. That's an error on Bryce Bedrosian. That was going to be tough the way that this kind of soft little liner that bounced in front of him, and I think he just forced that a little bit.
Yeah, bounced on the first baseman there. That advanced Bolton to second base.
Yeah.
3-0 Muckdogs here in the top of the first inning.
2 errors, 2 walks. Reyna's now on second. James Bolton now at the plate. SUNY Cortland Red Dragons member from Webster, New York.
Catcher today batting .267 for the Muckdogs to start the year.
Ooh, just a little slider there, just a little low. 1-1 is the count. 2 out. Runner on second. Ironbacks, tough inning so far. Given up 3. Right on the outside corner. With a little snap, crackle, pop. Makes an appearance here in this game. Ficini can toss, so there's a little bit of velocity there. That's a really effective pitch when he keeps it low like that. You can see him like some of these flyouts. He busted guys in on the hands. That's, ooh, tough one. 2-2. Bolton for Batavia last year hit .380. That's strike 3. Nice pitch with a changeup. 3 runs on 1 hit. 3-0 Batavia. Going to the bottom of the first.
Back after this.
We usually go live once the throw goes right here. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the first here in lovely Merton, Ontario. A little bit of a blustery day. But it was a blustery first inning, Jesse, for the Ironbacks.
It was a tough one for sure. You know, I think we talk about this often.
Yeah.
Digs themselves into a hole. Let's see if our leadoff hitter today, Carter Sheen, can get us started on the right foot. Sheen's shortstop today, bat 444 to start the year.
Yeah, man. He gets a bat in the ball a lot. Yeah, that pitch is a strike today. He's giving him looks like an extra inch or two on the other side of the black. Seems very consistent about it. So, nope. Tried to frame that one. It's 1-1. It's in the dirt, 2-1. Cameron Koppel out of the University of Indiana. As Jesse pointed out earlier, he's had a nice start to the season. Pitcher and a hitter in college. That ball is foul down the third baseline. Goes 2-2. Could use a little something here in the bottom of the first. Get back in this game quickly. Nice pitch. That's a nice pitch. Yeah, that was a sharp, late-breaking curveball. Full credit to him. Brock Granger up now. Granger playing for Panola College out of Cobenconk, Ontario. Ooh, Granger, a little head nod there. Wasn't appreciative of that call. It was at the top of the zone.
Strike one, however.
Yeah. Granger rocked one off the right field fence last game. Showing a lot of power. Fouls off that pitch. A little up in the zone, but that's, Koppel identifying that if he's getting that pitch at the top of the zone, why not see how far he can go?
Right now he's ahead in the count, 0-2 on Granger. No balls, 2 strikes to count.
Ooh, fought that one off, and that was the same pitch that struck out Shin. So that's a tough pitch, man. Granger did well to stay back on that, get a little piece of it, stay alive.
Stay alive.
What do you think, he's going to come back the same pitch, fastball? What do you think?
I would.
I think it's the same pitch. That's in left field. That looks like it's going to fall in. Maybe extra bases. Granger's going to hold up. A single for Brock Granger. Good for him.
That's it. Way to battle back in the pitch before that.
Yeah.
Nice little bloop single there. Gets a runner on here.
Yeah. Marcus Butts up now for Niagara.
286.
Butts of the University of Mary. He's from Bismarck, North Dakota. Granger with a modest lead. As a man of modest speed, seems appropriate. There's that pitch. There's that overhand curveball. It's 0-1. Ooh, stretching that out. Stretching out that outside corner. 0-2. That's going to make it real tough on hitters if they've got to contend with that as a strike. Nice poke, but that should be an easy catch out there in center. It is for Travis Hammond, so that's 2 out. Granger stays on third.
Andrew Bishop.
Yeah.
First base today, batting 259.
And with Bishop, you always feel like there's a lot more in the tank there.
Yeah.
And he's shown that in college, and you started to get a little taste of it last home game here, and I look forward.
The last game we did together, he sent a rocket to right field, I think, off the fence.
Yeah. It's grounded down to first, in between hop. Take it himself there at first. 0 runs, 1 hit. It is 3-0 Batavia after 1 inning. Welcome back to George Taylor Field. Ironbacks, top of the second, down by 3 to the Batavia Muckdogs. Do you know where John Elway hit his first home run? His minor league baseball? Dwyer Field, Batavia. It's a true story about John Elway and Batavia. Yeah. Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Also from Batavia.
It's filmed in Batavia.
Wow.
Well, some Batavia information there for you there to start second.
Blake Ewing up to the plate here.
Genie with a nice little fastball to start things off.
316.
Again, an unrelenting lineup really here for Batavia.
Just keeps coming right down to their 10th hitter.
Yeah, we can get Ficini to sign to bring back the DH petition after this game. Grounder to short, easy throw to first by Carter Shin. 6-3, one's out. That's a nice start to the second. Travis Hammond, we saw make a nice sweet catch in center field last inning. Made it look easy, graceful. He's coming with 1 out. All right.
Hammond batting 235.
From the Southern Wesleyan University. Squares around. I don't think he meant it. I don't think he meant that at all. It's 1-0. I think that was a posing bunt. I don't think he's really going to bunt, Jesse. Third baseman's in a little bit. Ooh, that's in the dirt. I don't know if that bunt rattled him a little bit, but I'd honestly, again, I think it's a ruse. I think that's what they would call it.
I'd probably question the bunt.
Yeah, see, he wasn't. 3-0 though. 3-0 walks, a problem for Ficini last inning. I think he'd like to stay off that particular ride. There's a strike. There's a really wide outside corner there, just waiting to have strikes called for him. If you can just find it, he's got to find it.
Yeah, we saw that the last half inning there, so.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Again, that's a pretty big, generous strike zone today. I'm not criticizing, just calling it for what it appears to be. And
Hammond really enjoyed that call too much.
yeah, you should just take advantage of that. Full count. Right in on the side, have all handled. Bedrosian with the throw. Nice job. Bedrosian coming back after a little bit of a defensive hiccup there last inning.
That was a strong toss to first base.
Yep.
2 out.
2's out. And now it's Kenta Ueno up at the plate.
Second
Out
baseman
of,
batting 278.
yeah, out of Houghton University, hometown Omura, Nagasaki, Japan. That one is fouled well out of play. Just warning for anybody out on the train tracks today, the old Merritt train tracks. 0-1. Ooh, just inside, just inside. That's a good pitch to make him think about.
Counts 1-1.
Struggled with that throw back from the catcher, but you know. 1-1 is the count. That's a good pitch. It's 1-2. Ficini could really use an easier inning than he had last inning. There you go. A nice pitch. Bedrosian handles it. Throw to first. That's it. 3 up, 3 down. It remains 3-0 Batavia through 1.5. It's bottom of 2. Back here in Meriton, 3-0 Batavia. Devin Medora leading things off here for Niagara.
He's playing second base today, batting 250.
Medora's kind of been one of our favorites just by how smooth he is in the field.
Absolutely.
He and Carter Shinner have actually been kind of money up the middle, I find, just in terms of both put the bat in the ball a lot, both pretty slick in the field. There's a little grounder to short. That could be trouble. Long throw. That beats it out. That Meriton infield just devours baseballs. Just devours it. You know, we've seen, it's a fascinating, it's a quirky infield. It's,
The grass is really slow too, isn't it?
yeah, super slow. We've seen some crazy hops. Take what you can get, though. Single for Devon Medora starting it off, and now we've got Alex Keene at the plate. And again, Keene is very similar to Bishop in the fact that you can see the possibilities, the greater possibilities just right there on the surface, you know?
He just hasn't been able to hit that yet. He's hitting 222 in the year.
I think it's been surprising with how good he's played defensively in right field. Ooh, just misses that.
For a first baseman, he has been doing really well.
Yeah, he's got a really strong arm. Moves around pretty well. Nice lead for Medora. That is popped up down the third base line. Easy catch for Espinal, although he made it look a little entertaining there. A little more entertaining than perhaps you'd hope. 1 out. Chase Hubble. You know, when you hear Johnny Cash, God is going to cut you down, that means Jace Hubble is coming to plate. And it's an interesting song. Nice toss over to first base. That was a little close.
Hubble playing center field today, batting 286.
That's a pretty nice play by Blake Ewing in there to actually get that ball and not collide too heavily with Medora. Medora again, kind of a cautious lead. There's that outside corner again. You got to know that's going to be a strike. Oh, just a little low that time.
Yeah, it looks like Medora was going, but he held up there. 1-1 to count.
Hubble. Well in zone, Chase Hubble. There's a throw. That's a little wild. Stolen base for Medora.
Medora now in scoring position for Hubble. 1 out.
Hubble last game, when you weren't here, perhaps because you weren't here, was thrown out at second 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah. 1-2, 1 out. Good lead for Medora. Good pitch.
That's straight into the hot dog vendors.
Yeah, it's a dangerous spot to be because you don't see it coming out there.
Just do not see it coming.
Cobble's interesting. It's fat because it's such a quick release, almost like a herky-jerky kind of, but it's effective, you know, especially when he snaps off that curveball, which is usually about the time he does it right here. That one gets away from the catcher. Medora's going to get down to third. It was not a curveball as I predicted. 2-2. Hubble's staying alive.
Pass ball.
One out. He just needs to get the bat on the ball. Let's see where the infield's positioned. Ewing right on the lip of the infield grass. Middle infield is back. Espinal at third. Moderately.
Seems to be adjusting his pitching gear.
Yeah, we've got some equipment malfunction. And of the innocuous kind.
Looks like the shin guard, that right shin guard, maybe something got tweaked a little bit.
Yeah. Appears to be a more complex issue than we initially thought. going to.
I think he's hoping for something to get fixed there. As pitching coach Graham
Apparently, it's a shin pad related issue, which are rarely that tricky. But it appears that this one is.
this evening for the Muckdogs.
We just need some duct tape. We're in Merritt. Somebody's got to have some duct tape in here. Just page the crowd, man.
Around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone in the crowd's got some duct tape.
There you go. He's from Batavia though, so I don't think that's duct tape, official duct tape. But I've been thinking about the music lately here, and I think we need more Stompin' Tom Connors.
You think so, eh?
And I think if there's anything I learned from hanging out in Merritt, living in Merritt for a while, some Trooper.
Some Trooper.
I don't necessarily go to my way to listen to Trooper, but I'm telling you that is a Merritt song if ever was. Like deep in the heart of Merritt is here for a good time, not a long time. It captures the spirit, the zeitgeist of the place,
Okay, maybe a bit more than Stompin' Tom, but...
No, Stompin' Tom. No, hey, wait a second. Like Stompin' Tom, really. These are Ironbacks right now that we're talking about, right? So what? If the whole idea with the Ironbacks is it represents, the blue collar worker, the hard working factory type of guy. Who represents that better than Stompin' Tom? Stompin' Tom used to sell out the Union Building on Bunting Road each time, every time.
You're good.
So, before you ever talk bad about Stompin' Tom, it's back. We're back to the baseball game. It's 2-2 count. Runner on third.
Stomping Tom, we're back in the game.
Just outside. Ooh. Koppel went looking for that large outside corner and did not find it that time. Full count. It seems like he's long overdue for a curveball. Ooh, outside. That outside corner just totally disappeared on Koppel. The umpire's been pretty consistent thus far, but that was a change. Bryce Bedrosian.
Third base making a couple nice plays last inning.
Yeah.
Still looking for his first hit, though.
St. Catharines own Bryce Bedrosian. Koppel goes over to first, just keeping him honest over there. Hubble is prone to trying to steal second, although his last time here, as I mentioned, wasn't the best. That's outside. Boy, Koppel's suddenly lost his calibration for the strike zone. See if he can refine it.
Was a strike.
Was it? I have lost my calibration for the strike zone. So, yeah, Koppel throwback. That surprised me because that one was a little outside.
A little outside, but as you like to mention, these umpires are professionals.
Exactly. They know the stuff. Who am I to question? Ooh.
That was a big swing.
He went chasing there. Man. This is Bedrosian looking to get on a little bit. I think he struggled a little bit earlier
Yeah, we're
in
still
the
looking for
season.
his first hit.
Yeah. And the one and only true Merritt Bulldog in the lineup. Oh,
Chases another one.
Ooh.
Fouls.
yeah.
Stays alive.
Yeah. And if you're Koppel, there
Same pitch again.
there's no reason to go in the strike zone at all. Here is seeing what Bedrosian's been chasing so far. Let's see how he does though. There goes Hubble. Yeah, no throw. It's 1-2. Runners on second. There is a big opportunity. If Bedrosian's going to get his first hit, this would be the time.
That's right. Runners at second and third here with one out.
If there's any time for the first hit of the season, it's right here.
Time called. Not sure why. Okay.
See him choked up on the back.
A little organ action happening here at George Taylor Field.
Trying to improve his back control in case Koppel breaks off a nasty breaking ball that he has to fight off.
Ooh, the high heater outside. 2-2. Niagara's making Koppel work this inning.
That's right.
Fastball up
That's what you got to get into him a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he's setting him up.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough team, man. Like, this is a tough team. And we forget, Niagara's a brand new team to this league. How many returning players here on Batavia?
There's definitely several.
Right,
Line up
right,
a
and
game.
good players. And Niagara hasn't had the opportunity to really kind of build that foundation. Oh, strike three. That the outside corner is back, baby.
That's his first strikeout here.
Yep.
2 outs.
And at 2 strikes, you can't complain about that. That's kind of been established. There's precedent for that call. Grayson Briggs.
He's batting 211, playing left field today.
I think well, Briggs with a nice double last time we were here. I think Briggs was shown.
Standing left field.
Yeah, great arm. He's made some great defensive plays. I think at the plate he's still trying to find it. 1-0. Couple runners on. Oh, that ball is a high grounder to second base. Easily handled. Nice toss. The ball gets away. That's going to score 2 runs. Briggs is on his way to second base. That's an error on the second baseman, bringing home a couple runners. That brings the Batavia lead down to 1. And that makes the error total a little bit closer to even.
The catcher, number 20, Brock.
And not just the error total, the score as well. It's 3-2.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Shortstop, number 5, Carter Shin.
Carter shins up.
Struck out his first at bat. Lead off bottom
Yeah.
of the first.
That was a tough play for Ueno.
As we mentioned, that infield, though, big hops there.
Yeah, and that slow Merritt infield is really something. And I think you can see that was a really nice pitch, by the way. I'm going to stop for a moment and say that was a really nice curveball. It deserves some appreciation. We just can't walk on past that really nice curveball and not acknowledge what it was and what it did. And its brief time on this planet. There's another curveball. It hangs up in the air. That's hit high. Hubble smoothly. I
Loses the
like.
field. Great.
You gotta really like watching Travis Hammond play center field, but that's 2 runs for Niagara. It's 3-2 Batavia after 2. We're back. It's the top of the third. Batavia 3, Niagara 2. A wonderful catch by Travis Hammond to end the last inning there.
That was a thing of beauty. Loses his cap
Really
in the
was.
process, runs it down.
You know, he reminded me of Devon White. Remember Devon White playing center field for the Jays? That was sweet. Strike 1 for Ficini.
Really settled down last inning.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down. It's a beautiful thing. We haven't seen a lot of 3 up, 3 down action on either side, so it's not a criticism.
No balls and a strike to count. Genie Fires.
That's right.
Big cut there, great pitch.
Castrataro hit fly ball in the center field's last at bat. Easy catch for Hubble.
Down the count. 0-2.
He's got the jammies look. Flied out to right field. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like hooked under his heel, the pants. You know, is that what it's officially called? Is the jammies look?
We'll call it that today. Little long for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But maybe it's a new thing, and I just don't know because, I'm an old thing. Tried a little something there. Popped a stitch, but to a little avail. So it's 1 and 2. Kind of a... Ooh, just a little inside. Inside. Perhaps low as well. 2 and 2. Castrataro skips out of the batter's box, delivers the ball back to the umpire. Evened up the count. At strike 3. In another reality, that's a bit of a surprise. Bit of a surprise. Yeah. Yep.
But he gets away with one there. The count's 3 and 2 now.
3 and 2. Just... That is hit into center field. That's going to be third verse, same as the first. That's a fly ball to center field for Castrataro. Easy catch for Hubble.
Right at him.
Yep. That was the same, almost the exact same play as the first at bat. Yeah. And good for Ficini for not getting tripped up. I mean, the umpires, you're not going to get every call. So you got to...
Could have routed him. We have seen in the past, right?
Caleb Walker with a single his last at bat. I think it was kind of a jam shot.
He did. And
That...
he also stole second and third.
Yep.
The first inning there.
Square right. You know what? I think he meant that. I think it was. I think so. Bedrosian moves in on third. Bishop not budging at all. He's playing deep there at first base. Ooh. That one bouncing in front of the plate and then back to the backstop. 2-0. Walker attends Alfred State. He's from Deposit, New York. That's a good poke into right field, but right at Keene. He just missed that one.
That was a good shot.
Just missed the sweet spot of the bat, I think, on that one. You could tell these guys can hit, man. We're just seeing some longer, meaningful fly balls than we've seen so far. All right, Brian Fry, your boy. That's what we're calling Brian Fry all day today. He's your boy.
My boy. Okay.
You talked him up.
We did talk him up.
He took a walk, which...
Took a walk and a stolen base as well.
Yeah, okay, all right. It's still just a walk. We'll see, he does... Fouled off.
Well, the walk will improve his on-base percentage. That's at a staggering 522.
522, that's what he came into the game at? Wow. That's him getting on base.
Also more walks than strikeouts for Fry.
Right back, off the post. Right back to the pitcher. 0-2 is the count. Ficini trying to take care of the very difficult Brian Fry, which more than half the time other pitchers do not do. Yeah. Oh, mercy. Oh, mercy. Also not a strike.
That was close.
Yeah, exactly.
That was close.
1-2.
I do feel I've seen that a strike just moments ago.
Yeah. That's strike 3. Nice pitch. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits. Still 3-2 for Batavia. Cool. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the third here in Merritton. 3-2 Batavia.
20.
Brock Granger at the plate. You know, if you're not down here at the field today, let me tell you one of the things that you're missing out on is John, our PA guy, just tearing it up here with the announcements, with the Lancer is the Answer commercials. He's done wonderful work. And if you're not here, you don't get to experience the full impact of things like that. Strike. Absolutely.
Single in his last at bat.
He really fought hard in that last at bat, getting a little looper down the left field line. Ooh, really muscled up on that one. Missed 1-1. Koppel's first pitch was wonderful. The second pitch, not so much. So we'll see what happens from here. Just really bore that ball in on him. I guess that, yes, judging by the limping from Brock Granger, that's a dead ball. And he saw another bad hop down there at first base too, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's the trick. Just hit it in the infield.
Yeah. For all that, but Blake Ewing had no fun on that play either.
No, not at all.
Nobody had any fun on that play.
Except for us in that press box.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. 1-2. Granger was down 2 strikes last time and managed to get on base. Oh, that's in on the hands. Charging hard is Espinal. Espinal makes everything look interesting. You know, if there's like 2 diametrically opposed fielders, this Espinal makes easy stuff look hard, and Hammond makes hard things look easy.
Both of them lose their hats.
Yeah, there's the common thread is the hat's not staying on. It is windy, in fairness. Marcus Butts with our favorite walk-up song.
Next to Johnny Cash, of course.
Yeah.
Got a nice barrel on it. But Travis Hammond's there.
1-0.
Flied out to center last at bat.
You know, Koppel's been pretty good. I think he just lost the strike zone there really briefly last inning.
Yep.
Maybe didn't get a couple pitches that
Then
just
again, maybe got a few that he
fair.
shouldn't have, yeah.
Fair. It's good pitch. I think that's the thing is it's consistency, right?
Yep.
It feels like compared to the other games, maybe a little bit less consistent this game.
Yep.
Nothing egregious, just
2-1 the count here to Marcus Butts.
good pitch. That was a good pitch.
Fouls
That
off,
just
stay alive.
dove down and under Butts' bat. It's such a late break.
It definitely plays up in the velocity department because he jumps at you. Not the biggest frame, but he throws everything with conviction. Conviction goes a long way.
Everything with conviction. It's a ground ball to Espinal again. This time making it look easy. Nice toss. 5-3. Two out. And if you hear Kansas, guess what's about to happen? Andrew Bishop.
Is coming to the
First baseman, number 10, Andrew Bishop.
Bishop, the numbers on the year, maybe not what
Georgia Highlands College from Kitchener, Ontario.
lined out to first base.
you need to be careful with this bat.
In on the hands.
A big guy sitting at 6'5".
You can tell they really busting Bishop inside. That's the pop up to first base last time.
15 home runs. 15 of them. So if you leave them all over the plate, he can
Oh, there's another ground ball to first base. Going to be an easy play for Ewing. 3 up, 3 down. It's still 3-2 Batavia after 3. Top of 4 here at George Taylor Field. Ryan Ficini still on the mound for Niagara. About to face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters from Batavia: Espinal, Romich, and Reyna.
Espinal making a couple nice plays there in the bottom of the third inning. Let's see if Ficini Sr. can keep it up. 3 up, 3 down, back-to-back innings.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty sometimes there in the field for Espinal in terms of aesthetically, but he gets the job done.
Getting it done.
He walked in his first at bat. It's 1-0. Ficini with 7 straight outs, couple strikeouts, couple longer fly balls.
He's really settled in though here, I think, after that tough first inning he had.
Strikes, he's throwing strikes. It's good. It's a great thing to see.
Not yet to Espinal, but
Yeah, for sure. This is not a sterling example. Ooh, just missed his side. And you can see him forcing that one a little bit more than he has thus far.
definitely. Counts 3-0 here in Espinal.
There you go. No, there you don't go. That's a ball.
Walk to Espinal in the top of the fourth.
All right. Espinal on first to lead off walk. Here comes Cooper Romich.
Favorite extra hitter.
The extra hitter. Who's your favorite hitter? The extra hitter. Voted to the All-NEC second team this past season. The first Lemoyne player to garner All-NEC honors. I gotta say, sometimes talking about NCAA stuff and acronyms and everything just feels so awkward.
It's a challenge.
There's just too many of them to be familiar with all of them. Nice
right.
pitch. It's 1-1.
Even the count at once.
I know at work sometimes everything's in acronyms and I sometimes have a hard time following because I just don't know what they all mean.
For baseball or for your work?
Just for my work.
Just for your work. And it's not, well, you're only cooking food. So what could go wrong? Just wing it, really, you know. So 1-2 count here. Ficini. Espinal doesn't look like he's going anyplace. That ball's hit into center. Here comes Hubble. Nice catch by Hubble out there. Fly ball center field. There you go. Niagara with a little defensive action out there in center field.
That's right.
That's been a theme today. I mean, the themes usually we've seen here are hit by pitches. They haven't always been as elegant as some of the things we've seen here today.
We have seen some nice fielding plays today.
Yeah, elegance has made an
Three nice
appearance.
catches in center field.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Just a little outside. Really amped up on that pitch.
Reyna got on in the first inning on an error by the third baseman.
Petrosian.
Later came around to score.
A little outside. He's still popping the glove. This inning a little more trouble dialing in the strike zone.
2-0 the count here to Reyna.
There you go.
It's a nice pitch down low on the knees.
Yeah, way to come back.
Again, Ficini, a guy who didn't have a ton of experience starting games at the collegiate level.
That's fouled back. Up in the zone.
Favorite siren again.
There you go. 2-2.
Appearances, 31 innings.
Runner on first.
Bring out my calculator and do some math. It's about 2.5 innings per outing, 2.0.
Just outside. Throw down to first. Ooh, that was a little interesting. Granger trying to keep Espinal honest on first, although Espinal has seemed to be very honest in his approach to being on first base.
He's just doing a little dance out there.
Yeah.
Full count here for Reyna.
Being stretched a little more today.
He's a lot of fastballs this at bat. See what he does here. There goes the runner. That's hit deep into right field. Hubble's going back. That ball is off the fence. They're throwing a second. Espinal's going to come home. Here's a toss home. Nice toss. A little too late. That's a double. And a rip from Braden Reyna. That was a good poke. That was a good poke. And like I said, he's seen a lot of fastballs, and that was one he could do something with.
Yeah, he did some damage.
That's now 4 to Batavia after that double. And that's the problem sometimes that we don't talk about. Beyond just the walks, when you're throwing a lot of pitches, the other team is seeing a lot of your pitches, right? So you throw the same guy 5 fastballs in a row, that's more likely to happen.
That's right. That's right. You know, a balk by the pitcher.
A balk makes an appearance.
A balk
Well, I was talking
machine.
pitching philosophy.
Advances.
If people could not do interesting things while I'm talking pitching philosophy, that would be great.
Advances the runner to third base.
1 out, Petrosian moves in. That's a rip in a deep center, right center field. That's off the fence as well. Keane with the toss that'll easily score the runner.
That's back-to-back doubles.
Double.
Off Ficini.
Double. Bolton. I didn't even get a chance to say the man's name. And James Bolton crushed one into right center.
That was another rocket shot there.
Oh, man.
Almost in the same spot.
Yeah, that fastball up in the zone.
That's right.
I mean, we talked about it. These guys can really hit.
Yeah.
And so,
You're making them pay now. You're giving them pitches right up in the zone. They're just
yeah, in the Geneva game, those guys aren't doing what's happening here to the pitcher. So full crest to them. Blake Ewing now coming up to first baseman. Wonder if Ficini maybe goes down the strike zone a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah, both those doubles up about waist high.
I'd say so.
Yep.
Ewing grounded out third base in the second inning.
1 out. Really modest lead for Bolton out there. That's in the dirt. 1-1. It's 5-2 now for the Muckdogs. Staying down in the zone. 1 and 2.
Chases that pitch a little bit there.
Muckdogs almost seems like a name designed to be said ruefully by the opposition after they've beaten you. You know, I mean, darn those Muckdogs. You know, what can you do? They're Muckdogs. 1-2. That's high. 2 and 2. It is a fairly chilly night. You brought the hood tonight, Jesse.
I did bring the jacket. I learned my lesson from last game.
Yep.
Number 1 field for the long ball.
Oh, that's outside. Full count. Full count.
Barrels, loud context.
We've come close to seeing our first home run hit here at
have.
George Taylor Field.
We have.
Near home runs in the recent games. One that comes to mind, Cooper Fesh hit a ball off the top of the wall yesterday down the right field line. Braden Horton a few days ago.
Oh,
It's the
did he
batter.
That one.
took that off the right ankle?
Lumped Ewing or hit off the glove. I believe that goes down as a hit by pitch.
Yeah, caught him on the right ankle,
Another base runner. Men on first
and out comes Richard Griffin.
inning.
Talk to Ficini here.
Yeah, have a nice chat. We haven't talked a lot about Richard Griffin. We haven't. You know, at some point we'd have to chat with Richard Griffin. We probably should. You know,
We should.
just that. I mean, how many great Expo stories have to be lurking around there? So, born in Jamaica,
Ooh, I did not know that.
you did not know it. You wouldn't have suspected it, and that's fair. Well, the meeting in the mound is broken up. We've got runners at first and second. There's 1 out. It's 5-2 Muckdogs here in the top of the fourth. Muckdogs starting to show some of their quality. Travis Hammond, who's been real special out there in center field.
He made a really great catch.
Yeah, real smooth and easy, making hard things look easy. Squares around again. I think he was serious this time. I don't know.
First time, no. This
I
time.
doubted how genuine he was last time he squared around. That seemed mildly genuine. See, Ficini after the chat. Bishop is way in there first. That's ball 2.
The show's spun again though, so maybe he's.
And you know, this is kind of similar to the last at bat, where I don't think he's thrown him a strike yet. I think that's 6 straight balls.
There has been, yep. He's having a hard
Well,
time
he
finding
grounded to
strikes.
third last time, so I must be wrong. But he threw him. That is going to be over the second baseman's glove. Hubble's going to track it. The runner's going to third. One scoring. That's a double for Hammond.
Another RBI double. Third
This
double
is
of
a
the inning.
tough inning for Ficini. That's the 3rd run this inning.
Brings the score to 6-3 for the Muckdogs.
And Ring of Fire is playing, which seems appropriate. Hammond again. Hammond with a nice little poke over the second baseman. They've really made a lot of like those high fastballs. Made a lot of hay on that.
Yeah,
It took me a while to find the word, but that's it. Made a lot of hay on those high fastballs.
They are making him pay.
Yep. 6-2. Runners in second and third. There's still only one out. Infield.
His speed really showed off on that last
Yeah,
one, too.
for sure. That's
Turned that single into a double real quick.
he did. There you go.
Big
Yeah.
cut and a high fastball there.
Challenging him up high. Yep. Ueno wanted to get on the hit parade here. Again, infield is real shallow, which is a dangerous business here at Merritt Field. Strike 2. 0-2, 1 out. Runners on second and third. I haven't seen anything other than a fastball from Ficini in quite some time, so we'll see if he doesn't try something here. Oh, just outside. Fouls it off.
It was a rocket that could have hit Dairy Queen.
Stays 0-2. Dairy Queen. Yeah, a pillar of downtown Merritton. Busy. Probably not tonight though, but
It's a
most
chilly
summer
night.
nights.
I would say no.
That was the off-speed pitch. That's a single. Wow. Hammond went real early, but because of Ewing being hung up, that's only going to score 1. Single. Yeah, we talked about the Batavia offense coming into this game, and this is the inning where they appeared.
We are seeing it for sure. They're batting around.
Second time through the order. Yeah, and
Almost there.
that was not a fastball, since that's been a refrain here for me. That was a curveball that kind of broke early and not as much as I think Ficini would have hoped for. 7-2. Just inside. Ueno taking an aggressive lead.
Casertaro here 0 for 2 today.
Yeah, 2 identical fly balls to Hubble in center field. And there goes Ueno. That ball's fouled way back. Whoa. Oh, yes.
There it is.
Okay. Ueno's going to have to track back to first base.
That's right.
Our
Foul ball scared the press box.
RPA guy is easily frightened by foul balls. If there's one thing we've learned the last couple games, he's edgy around the foul balls.
It's a good news we got the siren to warn everybody.
Yeah. 2-1 on the count. Castrotaro looking to get in on the hit parade himself.
0 for 2.
0 for 2. Ueno has already taken off once. We'll see if he goes again. Yeah. There's. Whoa, that is going to be an error on the catcher. Goodness.
It's going to score another run.
That is an error on Granger. He had a good pitch to throw down to second base on, but boy, what a jump Ueno had.
It's going to bring the score to 8-2 here for the Muckdogs.
Yeah, this inning will not be remembered fondly in the annals of Ironbacks history. This is a tough inning. Let's be honest about it. Let's see if he chased that. He didn't. Might have been a little hopeful on my part. Still only 1 out. There's been one out for some time. It's been a long one out.
It has been a long.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So we just have that one is fouled off near the bullpen there for the Ironbacks, as you can tell by the foul ball horn.
It's going to bring the count 3-2.
Yeah, this game had just been whipping by until this inning, where
Yeah, you got to feel for Ficini a little bit.
Yeah.
He was humming along real well.
right, and he's
Finally found his fastball a little bit, but
it's fouled off.
this
Yeah.
inning has just been it's been getting hammered.
Yes, and it's like we said, I can't say it enough. It's a good lineup. There's no free lunch today against these guys, right?
Yep.
So it's tough. Still, see if they're leaving him out here to try to work his way out of it. It is hit into center field. Hubble's tracking it down. Nice catch by Hubble. That will score Ueno.
It's a sac fly for Tyler Cacciataro. He's flown out to chase Hubble.
Yeah, that's a. Castro keeps testing Hubble
That's right.
and keeps finding out that Hubble's going to catch the ball. Really nice catch. He traveled a nice long ways for that, so full credit to him.
He did. Looks like Richard
We
Griffin's
got-
going back to the mound.
Yeah.
Going to make a pitching change here. It's going to be it for Ficini.
A little chat going on here with Richard Griffin and the players on the mound.
We'll take a quick break here.
Ficini's
Score
laughing.
9-2.
Richard Griffin, of course, renowned for his sense of humor, which has got to come in handy at times like this, you know? There you go. Ficini seems pretty good-natured about it. Tough outing for him. Tough outing for him.
It's a tough first start for sure.
There's, you know what? But there's reasons within that outing
Yep.
to believe that better things are possible.
Yeah. You
You
know,
know?
his second and third innings were really positive.
Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna have a warm up here, as we got a new pitcher coming into the game. No, it's number 20. Okay, we're back. Brad Alexander is in the game in relief for the Ironbacks. There's two out here in the top of the fourth, a very long top of the fourth. Alexander out of Ridgefield, Connecticut, goes to school in Vermont. We saw him last time here, previous time when I was here with Jesse, and there's that curveball that we saw a whole lot of last time.
It was a thing of beauty, though.
A thing of beauty, but it will get you threw it a lot. There you go.
It's going to be tough here, though.
And he's got a decent fastball too, so it'll be interesting to see what the mix is this time out.
So you challenge Fry
Whoa.
here off the bat.
That was a ball. Okay, a little surprised by that.
Fry struck out his last at bat.
That ball is well struck into right field. Keene's chasing it back. Another one off the fence. He's going to hold up at 2. My goodness. Caleb Walker, who's got a ton of power. These lefties, too. So there, Brian Fry, who's walked and struck out today. You know, we talked about how great Fry is. He hasn't even really done anything yet other than take a walk. So
Yeah, he's taken a walk, stole a base,
Yeah.
struck out his last at bat.
if hitting isn't contagious, this inning begs to differ. That's a ground ball up the middle, past Medor. That's gonna score Walker. Single for Fry, and we've gone through the whole 10-man lineup. This is a tough inning. Even ABBA is going to struggle to make me feel a lot better about this inning, you know. Maybe not, though. It is ABBA. We'll be happy.
Dancing Queen.
Listen to ABBA, yeah.
Somebody's happy.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, it's just a baseball game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
What is going on? Is that what's going on? Espinal, again, is an interesting study in ease and grace at times, and other times some awkwardness.
Yeah, not being able to get his bat prepared was.
Yeah. That's how often have you heard an at-bat delayed due to not being able to get the donut off the bat?
It is interesting.
All right.
Espinal 2 walks today.
Nice pitch to start him off with.
Big cut
Tough
there.
location, yeah. Yeah, you get excited. You're sitting on deck and watching everybody knock the ball around, and you want your turn. Here's his turn, so he chased there on the first pitch. We'll see if they calm down a little bit on the bases because they've been real active. Oh, another good pitch from Alexander. You know, Alexander really hasn't made a bad pitch yet, you know? And that was just a good, honest, but he hit the ball real hard moment, which happens.
Yeah, just found a hole.
Yeah. You just tip your hat to the hitter. 0-2, runner on first. There's curveball. Looked a little forced that time. It's 1-2. Espinal's walked twice today. Perhaps why he's a little more eager this at bat. There goes the runner. Granger's going to hold on. That's a strikeout for Alexander with the curveball there. Well
Damage
done.
has been done. 7 runs that inning.
10-2.
10-2 here. Going to the bottom of the fourth.
Okay, we're back. That was a long inning for you. It was a long inning for me. It was a long inning for Cameron Koppel. Probably got through a couple chapters of his favorite book. And now he's got Devin Medore leading things off as the Ironbacks try to get back into it against all odds.
Door the single and stolen base. Back in the second.
There's a high hopper again. That's going to be an interesting play from Espinal. Decent toss.
The infield does it again.
Devin Medore and the infield have been conspiring to get on base here so far, so good for him. So Keane calls times out, moves a little dirt around with his left foot. Keane's been active out in the field today, chasing down balls that have been bouncing off the fence out there, particularly last inning. It's a strike. That strikes back. We haven't seen it for a while, but there it is. I just don't think there's been a lot of pitches out there. I'm not criticizing the umpire.
Now, why would you do that?
Right. Ooh, he went fishing for that. Came up empty. 0-2. Keane not looking terribly comfortable thus far versus Koppel. Medore pretty modest lead there on first base. Oh, there's a nice poke into the gap there and right. That is bouncing past the right fielder as Reyna struggle with that. Here comes Medore. They're going to hold on to the ball. That's a run scored. I don't know what they're going to score that. That looked to me like a single error on the right fielder there as Reyna. I'm not sure what he was. It would be hard to characterize what took place there in right field.
Now batting, center fielder, number 27, Chase Hubble.
Yeah, he just seemed to get kind of in between diving and not diving, and so did something. Again, I think I'll just leave it at that. Run around second base, and Keane as he gets second on the air. 1 run home. Got chop into this big lead from the Muckdogs. There's a little poke to short. That should have been an easy play. 6-3. Nice play by Caleb Walker.
First out of the inning there.
Keane goes to third.
Now batting, third baseman, number 19,
Bryce Bedrosian looking to have a better approach this time. Really went chasing some stuff outside the zone. Got himself in a world of trouble there to start the inning. Good pitch. That's a tough pitch.
He's been hitting that spot all day too.
Yeah, and that curveball when he really gets it off is a nice thing. It's pretty. Just in on hands. That could be the first hit for Bryce Bedrosian, and it's an RBI. That's a little bit in on the hands, but a single's a single, baby.
He'll take it.
RBI.
Maybe that's all he needs to get off the schneid here, and things will start coming.
Yeah.
Number 30, Grayson Briggs.
Grayson Briggs got on with an error by the second baseman, Ueno.
Scored 2 runs.
Conversation going to the pen. Look at that. All right. So there's 2 runs in, there's 1 out, and we're going to be seeing a new pitcher here for Batavia. Okay, we're back. The new pitcher here for the Muckdogs will be left-hander George Creighton out of Somers, New York. He attends Lackawanna College, Jesse.
You've been dying to say that.
I've been dying to say Lackawanna. I'm going to say it a lot.
Creighton making his second appearance.
Ooh,
on the year.
nice change-up to start the at-bat.
He's got a large 10.8 ERA, but it's only been one appearance, so
So much of that could depend on who you face in this league,
100%.
right?
He's got 4 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Oh, that was a nice curveball. I saw that in the warm-up, and it's as fantastic in the real game as it was in the warm-up. 0-2 now on Briggs. Oh, that one hung up there, but Briggs didn't quite get it. That's a pop-up to Ueno. That's 2 outs. All right. I was so excited about saying Lackawanna, I forgot there was a runner on first base. There is a runner on first base, and Lackawanna is still a lot of fun to say. These two things can be true at the same time. Carter Shin struck out, flew out to center. Hard to believe that Shin's going to go a full game without getting a hit, though. That would be unlike Carter Shin. Oh, he pokes one right down to third baseline. That's extra bases. Bedrosian coming into third. Shin into second. Nice. That actually was a pretty close base there at third base. Double. A good old-fashioned, honest double. Hot shot down the line from Carter Shin.
Right after you said it, too. He can't go hitless in the game.
And, yeah, sure enough.
Gets a double.
Yeah, nice poke. Brock Granger now coming up against a lefty. I think it's going to be a tough at bat, I think, for Granger with that curveball.
Lefty match.
Oh, mercy, yeah. Watch that watch how far that starts at his body and ends up when it hits the plate. There it is. There it is. And you saw.
Yeah, froze him there. Right.
Yeah, exactly. He gave up on that pitch and it curled right in. 0-1. That's outside in the fastball. It's a good Max Fried reference from our counterpart here in the booth from Batavia. I enjoyed that.
What do you think?
There's no bigger Max Fried fan than myself, and that curveball is reminiscent. There was no lies told there. 1-1. Oh, there it is. Just a little. See, the PA announcer, sometimes known for his exclamative. You say exclamative, I say exclamative.
Potato.
Yeah, his response to some things at foul balls, for instance, and inside curveballs apparently as well. Get him a little spooked. Just outside, 3-1. Good for Brock Granger.
He's fighting it off.
Yeah.
Not getting scared by that curve.
This matchup with Creighton is not an easy one, and he's hung in there. He's got the count as advantage. You got to be looking fastball here, and if he throws your curveball, what can you do, right? You just let it go. And that's outside. He takes a walk. Bases are loaded, and that'll bring a righty up. Marcus Butts gets his opportunity.
Number 15.
Flown out to center, ground to third.
Butts.
Big hit, 319 at the University of Mary this year and 109 ABs. Big Sidney Crosby fan.
And who is it though?
Who isn't? Show a little of that Sidney Crosby verve and crucial moments. Ooh, that was a good pitch he started him out with. 0-1. 0-1. That was a pitch you could have done something with, but all runners with modest leads. There's that curveball. Just a little low. 1-1. Just outside.
Just missing his spots there.
Butts, of course, out of Bismarck, North Dakota. A big Bismarck, North Dakota connection here for the Ironbacks. 2-1 count. That's low. It gets away. Here comes the runner. Bedrosian's going to score. Everybody else moves up a bag. That's a pass ball. 10-5 this game. You know. So you're saying I got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There it is. My Dumb and Dumber quotes, not the greatest.
That's why you got me beside.
Exactly. That's why I look to you in these times.
That's right. I will recite the movie for you at any time.
3-1 for Butts. Good count for him. And again, you can kind of forget about the curveball and sit on that fastball.
That's right. Especially when you're heading the count.
And that's a walk.
That's going to load the bases again. Back-to-back walks here.
Andrew Bishop, you got a lefty-lefty matchup. Creighton,
Struggling here.
he looked really good out of the gates.
He did.
Struggling with the strike zone a little bit.
Number 10, Andrew Bishop.
You know, and we've been talking about how overdue Bishop is as this meeting on the mound breaks up. It's tough because he's got a lefty up here with a curveball that, you know, knee buckling curveball.
Been having a hard time locating it, though. This could become work
Right.
in his favor.
And you got to be sitting fastball here on the first pitch. You know he's desperate.
Hasn't been able to hit it. I'll be getting fastball all day.
That was a curveball that might get through. Nice place by Ueno.
Wow.
Got him.
That was a great
That
play.
ends the inning. 3-run score. It is now 10-5. Okay, we're back. It's the top of the fifth. It is 10-5 Batavia. Muckdogs leading off here with Cooper Romick leading in off things here. 0 for 1. He's got a sac fly and an RBI. That's fouled back over the screen. 1-1. Ooh. Struggled a little bit more finding the release point on that curveball. It's 2-1.
Hopefully it got away from it a little bit.
We forget he was sitting on the bench for a long time too. We talked about Koppel. That fouled down the third base line just a wee bit.
There's a count to 2-2 here.
Looking for a better start this inning. Extra hitter.
We gotta dig deep into this extra hitter.
We do. We haven't really figured out the extra hitter thing. I don't think it's that complicated. I think teams have the option of just having an extra hitter.
So it really doesn't number on my scorecard. So
3-2.
where do you put that extra hitter on your scorecard?
Right, exactly.
They weren't designed for 10 hitters.
Right. Conventional scorecards. He got him there. Strike 3.
Good strike.
Yeah, I think that was just went around on that. Nice start for Alexander.
Batting right fielder number 11.
Struck out Espinal to end the last inning, so a little convo here between Granger and Alexander.
Reyna coming up. He had a frozen right center last inning. A loud hit. Set double.
Now up with 1 out and nobody on.
Oh, a little bunt fouled back.
Was that a real bunt or?
That was a real bunt that time. He meant it. It was sincere. Yeah.
It's a big topic of discussion today.
Well, guys sometimes are just posturing for, competitive advantage. I'm not criticizing it. There's
That's a
a
whole.
little ground ball.
Base hit. So how about that? Playing the game a little
Single.
bit after flashing bunt on the first pitch. The third baseman Bedrosian was in on the grass. He hit
Now
it.
batting
It's
center
not where
27.
Ranger going to the mound to talk to Alexander here after that.
one out
CNI single play.
James Bolton was part of that back-to-back double attack they had going on. It was like,
Double was loud or Reyna's or Bolton's last night.
yeah, it was Reno with a double, Bolton with a double, Hammond with a double. And then,
This was pure speed double.
yeah. And then, Caleb Walker hit one that inning as well. Last inning, all Rockets, except for, I should say, Hammond's, which was more a finesse double. Little grounder, past Bedrosian, past Shin. That's a single.
Another single finding the hole in the infield.
Yeah.
on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. It's your back-to-back single.
Just put runners on first and second here, 1 out.
Proclaimers again this week.
Batting first baseman number 13. Blake Ewing.
It's the perfect song to sing. This song, 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, with a beer in your hand to wave it side to side as you sing.
It's true.
Is it a great song? I'm not so sure, but it's a great song to sing with a beer in your hand.
I think the beers make the song better.
Ooh, just inside. Blake Ewing, hit by pitch last time, the right ankle. We got 1 out, runners on first and second. That ball is hit to second, Medor. Oh my goodness.
And stays right there.
Oh my goodness.
Tried to flip to the short
I
side.
I have to say, I feel like that was a little bit of the Merritt infield conspiring again. But
I would say so. It's been eating
That's-
everybody up all day in the infield.
I guess we're scoring at an E4 though.
I would probably say so.
It's tough because this is a tough infield. It just is. But yeah,
Hammond up here with the bases loaded.
Hammond's had quite a day. He's been scintillating in the outfield. His last at bat with a really nice job going the opposite way. A single that he turned into a double just because the man can run. There's that curveball a little bit high. Alexander trying to stick with it. Base is drunk. Ooh, amped up with the fastball, but just a little bit outside. 2-0. Last inning was one we wanted to forget about. This one, there you go. There's your pitch. It's 2-1. Nice pitch. 2-1.
That's right. Settle it down a little bit. Get over that plate.
2 balls and a strike. The count on Hammond.
Strike 2.
It's a big cut there
Fighting
by Hammond.
back.
Big cut there by Hammond.
Yep.
It's a nice pitch by Alexander to bring the count 2-2.
And you can see that's Hammond's approach is just to get that ball into the green of the outfield and then run.
That's right. Use your speed.
Pitch on its way.
Ooh, it's a full count. The bases are loaded. I would expect Bedrosian to take a step back here, given its full count.
Inside corner. The count
But he seems to want to play on the lip of the grass, okay. He seems to like to go to the opposite field anyway. That's ball 4.
for ball 4. Travis
Everybody moves up a base.
second ribby of the day.
And credit to Hammond. He really stayed in there and fought.
They are up now 11-5.
11-5 Muckdogs.
Those pesky Muckdogs.
Number 4. Kenta Ueno.
Kenta Ueno comes up with the bases loaded. He singles last time, knocked in a run. He's made a nice play in the field today. Strike 1.
Big cut. Fastball upstairs.
That's how his last at bat started.
Did he was
Yeah.
looking for that hit, right?
Yeah, he comes out. He's aggressive at the plate, no doubt.
He made a really nice play at second there last inning.
Back wide open again.
That's strike 2. There you go. There you go. What do you do if you're Alexander here? I want to take him in a zone a little bit, see if he'll chase something upstairs again.
I'd probably do the same thing here with a head and account 2-0.
There's a curveball, fly ball in the left field. Briggs is chasing. That's in the gap.
It's gonna fall.
That is going to score 1 run. Here comes another runner. Throw home. He holds up. There is going to be an interesting. Oh, that was. Wait. He's out. He's out. That was
If Blake Ewing went back to third and they were both on the bag, it would have been Travis Hammond out. So why
okay.
actually for Ewing
Okay. That was an interesting play there.
looked like
It scores a run.
played. Maybe got
Ewing is out at third.
already had the ball.
That was
7-2.
So it's
having a little fun in it.
Yeah. Hammond to third.
Having a little fun.
Ueno's on second. There's 2 outs. It's now 12-5 for the Muckdogs. Those darn Muckdogs doing Muckdog stuff. It's just a little low. You know, that pitch was a sneaky hit.
It was.
Like Ueno, it kind of took off a little bit. I felt like,
Yeah, it
you know.
It carried in the cool air here, Meriden.
Oh, off.
still feels the throw to first though, not inside.
No.
Bedrosian's glove.
That was an interesting play. Bedrosian just tipping it,
Now Tyler Cashman's
and I feel like that threw out.
across
Yeah.
the plate is Travis Hammond. Runners at the corner.
Puts runners at the corners here with 2 out.
13-5. The Muckdogs are as advertised and then some on offense.
Just keep coming.
Yeah.
Just keep coming.
You know, and it's kind of why I was hoping maybe Alexander make him chase a little bit there with the count in his favor.
Looks like the Bat Boys collecting all the protective gear for the batters.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time.
Take a second. That's a lot of protective gear.
Well,
Like
they're gonna be
Ueno,
coming back
like
again. They're probably gonna need those.
Ueno, they need like a separate closet just for Ueno's like paraphernalia.
My goodness.
Yeah.
We
He
got
comes
an early
prepared.
team bus for all that.
Yeah. So Caleb Walker has been a big scary monster at the plate today so far.
Another loud double.
Yeah.
Back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and that was rocketed.
Warmer
So-
weather that might have carried out of here.
Yeah, you can't say that they're getting cheated at the plate today. No doubt. 2-0.
Inside.
And when the kind of contact that we've seen is happening, that's when you start seeing the pitchers be a little tentative about going in the strike zone. Oh, mercy. Mercy, that's a high fly
Fishes
ball.
under it.
Yeah.
Can't make the catch. Bishop wanted that one, but he couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, the press
Stays
box,
alive here.
that was in my press box blind spot, so thank you for picking that up. I was more in awe of how high it was hit.
That was a moonshot.
Yeah, man.
Bishop was there.
Yeah, that
he got under it. He just
that might have gone through the clouds and then come back down.
Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite the Ironbacks here.
Man, like
2-1.
Walker makes contact, like real
Loud
fierce, loud contacts. Yeah. Ooh.
Stairs. It's 3-1 here on
3-1. That's a nice fastball. Challenge him. Just not in the zone. I think Walker, out of all of them, is the one who's impressed me the most with. Oh, he fouls that off down the third base line. That's going to get out of play or just off the fence.
Just got to bring the count full here.
Yeah. I think the greatest tragedy of this inning is the free hot dog I was given, just sitting here waiting. Yeah, it's a bad right on this cold day. It's a free hot dog tragedy.
I'm sure it'll taste good.
Yeah, 13-5, Muckdogs. Full count. We're one strike away from me being able to eat said free hot dog. There goes the runner. That is hit hard. Hubble's charging in, and he's not going to get to it. Ueno pulls up at third.
Ueno scores. Runners once again have to
Puts runners at the corners
Single.
again. Castrano holds at third base.
14-5.
Another run here, and Darren still cannot eat his hot dog.
Yeah, I'm a little saddened. That's the silence there, as I just thought.
And the ever dangerous Brian Fry up to the plate.
Walked, struck out, singled. Sometimes known as Jesse's boy, Brian Fry.
First time I've ever heard of him, but he's now my boy.
Well, you talked him up before the game, so that was enough for me to anoint him. Yeah.
Glad it was Brian Fry. Should have
did.
talked about Caleb Walker. He has been on fire today.
Now, when is like, and you know, we were raised kind of with the idea like there's an uncool moment in time for stealing bases when the score is like at a point where you're like, okay, it's uncool now if you're stealing second base. We've got to be in that vicinity, except it's only the fifth, and it's been a very volatile
Interesting game.
scoring thing. So I don't even know if there is an uncool time at this point.
Is that like an unwritten rule?
That's one of the unwritten rules,
You
right?
steal a base after a
But
certain point?
but in this league where it seems like scoring can happen fast and furious,
Fry calling timeout. Taking a
Man.
moment here to think about the next pitch.
yeah.
Counts 1-2. 2 outs.
Ooh, the curveball up high.
Curveball. brings up the count.
He's been a little more erratic with the curveball today than last time. Last time he was money. I thought he threw it a little too much, but he was money.
But he was hitting it.
Yeah, exactly.
And why mess with a good
And I
pitch?
think that's what I said. Like, if you're nailing it every time, who am I to judge? There you go. That's it for the inning. Another strikeout, but that's 4 more runs. It's 14-5. Welcome back to George Taylor Field on this overcast, slightly cool, very windy night where the Muckdogs have been mucking it up to the tune of 14 runs to Niagara's 5. So it is 14-5 coming in the bottom of the 5th. Devin Medor leading it off. Couple singles. Medor in the Merritt infield conspiring to really work over the Batavia infield defense. This infield is tough.
Just giving them fits.
And there's a smoke shot past the shortstop.
He's 3 for 3 today.
Look at Devin Medor.
Alex Keane to the plate.
Now batting, right fielder, number 25.
Let's see how Alex Keane makes out with that curveball. How much we see of the curveball. I've enjoyed seeing that curveball. It's a good one.
When it's been on, it's been nice.
Yeah.
Keane reached in an air last inning.
See how aggressively. There's that curveball. Missing real wide though. Keane with a pop-up third baseman and a single. He rips a shot at the shortstop right past him. Let's see, Hammond's going to come up with it and just hold on to it.
That almost took Creed right out.
Oh, mercy, that was a shot.
That almost took Creed right
That's a hit. Walker, that went right through Walker.
Wasn't scared of that curveball.
Center fielder, number 27.
That baseball just totally ignored Caleb Walker. Disrespected him. Right past him.
Chase Hubble at the plate.
Comes, well, it would be the manager, but I don't believe the manager was able to come over the border for this game.
Did not make it today.
So it's
the pitching coach.
pitching coach. Okay. Johnny Cash is playing.
Means Chase Hubble's coming up here.
Yeah.
He's got a walk today. Made some great plays in the outfield. The umpire's going
There's
down
been a
there.
lot of long innings for some of these pitchers watching
Yup.
the other pitcher struggle.
Creighton staying in the game here. He's got runners at second and third. No out.
It's been a good game for Keene.
It
But
has
that's
been, you know.
facing a tough lefty
Yup.
and really drilled that ball. Opposite field went with it. See how Hubble does. Walked and grounded to short. That's a good pitch. There's that curveball. Yeah. When it's good, it's real good. Come back with that fastball. Just a little outside.
That's 1-1 here.
Location, location, location.
Really a completely different style of ball game.
Oh, that's a sweet curveball. 1 and 2 on Hubble.
Love to chase that one, I think.
That one really came back into the zone, right? It's
Did. His eyes got large, I think.
yep.
Trying to make some damage here with runners in scoring position.
Not a lot of hits. 7 hits combined, in fact, in the second game. Both teams in the 5th inning have more than 7.
There's that curveball again. He's finding it,
Count 1 and 2.
and maybe not the worst idea in the world.
No?
You know, you can see the hitters really have to stay back. Like it's a trick to stay back and wait for that pitch.
Best offensive showing of the young season. Here's the 1-2.
Oh, he
Tried to
struck
check
him
his
out.
swing, but he strikes out.
Out number 1.
For
It's hard to
out
say.
number one.
You may be wondering, well,
Still 2 runners on.
Now batting,
teasing about that pitch.
third baseman, number 19. Bryce Bedrosian.
Berjosian?
First hit last inning.
Yeah. RBI single at that.
See if he can keep it up here. Runners in scoring position. Runners in second and third. 1 out.
Oh, mercy. He hung in there on that pitch.
Got the bat on it.
Yep. There's only 1 out. Runners in scoring position here. 2 guys in the pond. Why not build on that 1 RBI? It's a good sign that he hung in there so well against curveball.
He's feeling it now. He gets that one hit there. He's got a little confidence.
There it is again. There it is again. It's become, he's just kind of decided it's the curveball, baby, all day, every day. You know, I thought for a fleeting moment there in the third inning, boy, this is going to be a quick game. Strike two on the second, third. And it now appears we will be getting home some point tomorrow. And, yeah.
Just no rain.
1 and 2. Yeah, we don't need rain. There it is.
Down low for a red ball. It brings it 2-2 to count. Trojans battling here.
Yeah, Ironbacks are battling.
They are.
Yeah,
You know, it's the 4 errors, I think, that maybe really hurt them a little bit.
the errors have been tough. Yeah.
They're usually stout defenses. Come back to bite them a little bit.
Ooh, just outside full count. And that's a great point because I said during the doubleheader that it's one thing, their defense has been excellent. And you wish sometimes the pitchers would trust the defense. This has not been a great day for the defense, though. There's that curveball, baby. Yep. He is going like 97% curveball in his repertoire, and it's working just fine.
Back-to-back Ks.
Just fine.
Backs. Pitcher.
We've got a pinch hitter. St. Catharines' own
My apologies. Pitch hitter. Number 20.
Nolan Phelan.
Nolan Phelan.
Your favorite Brock Badger from Brock University, Nolan Phelan. And with his trademark giant batting glove in his back pocket. The George Costanza wallet of batting gloves. You know, Phelan is every at bat he's had, whether he's gotten a hit, walk, or got out, it's a battle. He's savvy up there.
He's had some good at-bats.
He has. Let's see what he does.
Consider the repertoire that Green has with that big curveball. Much easier to
And you could see this is,
right side of the batting.
you know, and our, as the man from the Batavia broadcast just mentioned, like probably a great idea to get the lefty out of there and Briggs and get a righty up, given especially the way that curveball's working.
Definitely. It's been eating the lefties up.
A fastball. Oh, good fastball in the corner.
1-1. Failed bat 182 this year. But it has a staggering 473 on base.
He gets on base a ton. They could use a hit here. Oh,
Just down low.
just a little under the strike zone. And a lot of big gap out there in right center.
So they got Keen on second, Major on third. Just inside, 3-1 count. Failing battling here.
Carter Shin up on deck. Doubled his last at bat. We'll see if he gets a chance to come up here. I got to be thinking fastball here. That was his fastball, and
Just missed
that
one.
was, yeah,
Just missed that one.
that was a fatty of a fastball too.
One strike away.
Yeah, Phelan may want that pitch back. Full count, runners on second and third. Ironbacks trying to dig into that big 9-run lead. That is hit high down the third baseline.
trouble.
That is going to be called fair
ball.
as Espinal. That was a curious choice by Espinal because it really felt like that was going foul.
Let's go to score a run here.
That gets a run go.
Puts the runners at the corners.
Wow.
Now batting. Shortstop. Number 5. Carter.
And I don't think he had. I mean, Phelan's not the fastest guy, and maybe it's because of his mustache. Maybe it's not. But I don't think he had much of a chance of throwing him out at first either. I don't know.
I don't think so. The way that ball chopped off a home plate.
Yeah, you might as well just let it go. But easy for us to say up here.
That's right. That scores
Tougher
McCord,
decision when you're
on
the
third,
actual third baseman.
Phelan on first. Carter Sheen up the plate. Takes a strike.
Would have been a really tough
0-1.
play, reaching out with that bare hand and then making inaccurate.
14-6.
Sheen
The
1 for 3
deficit.
today, as Darren mentioned. A rocket of a double
Muckdogs are
back in the
still up by
fifth.
8 runs.
0-1.
Others have a low. Count even.
Ueno really playing close to second base.
Shin.
Shin's kind of capable of using the whole field too, so that little, I don't want to call it little, that large gap in between first and second as they're holding the runner Phelan on at first, which is a curious choice as well. But just, ooh, you know what? That pitch has been a strikeout pretty much all day long, so I can't
Creighton
criticize
knows
it. It's
a
1
little
and
bit
2.
about, mustache Steelers more than you do, Darren.
Well, there's just, correlation, cause, effect, mustache, speed. Oh, mercy, that was a good pitch. That is strike 3, 1 run home. It is 14-6, Muckdogs. Welcome back to George Taylor Field. It's the top of the 6th here in the glove box of the Niagara region, Meryton, Ontario. The Ironbacks down 14-6. The Muckdogs looking to add a little to their going run total. Here in the top of the 6th, Justin Espinal.
2 walks and a strikeout today for Espinal. So interesting moves on third base, to say the least.
Yeah. Tough call there on the first pitch. 1-0. Oh, aim that one. 2-0.
Brad Alexander still on the mound. No, I really do see
Ooh, fouled back. That was in on the hands. A little high.
comparison.
Espinal plays for the Jefferson University Rams. He's out of Bayshore, New York. He actually made the CACC Academic Honor Roll, and now he hits one up the middle. Shin to first.
That's a rocket throw by Sheen.
Yeah. nice job charging that ball because as we've talked about ad nauseum, the infield eats up ground balls.
Cooper Romich.
6'3" there.
Ah.
Romick digs in.
Lemoyne College Dolphin, Cooper Romick.
Cooper Romich 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
Hit 319, the 436 on base and 436 slugging percentage this year for Lemoyne. Oh, that was a curveball.
That was pretty. Drops in.
Strike one. It's a study in beatific curveballs here today
I know
at
we
George
talked
Taylor
about
Field.
Creighton a lot in his curveball, but Alexander, when his is on, it's
Yeah, it's funny. Like two very different curveballs, right? So Alexander's throwing the kind of 12-6 variety that more drops, and yeah, Creighton's it's got more of a horizontal movement. Yeah, and it really breaks a long way across the plate, but maybe not as much drop most times. But yeah, tried it again.
He went to the slider there.
Yeah, that was
Didn't have that
it's
same
1 and 2.
high to low action with his curveball. Definitely a breaking ball. Romick didn't bite.
Oh, got him there. Ball gets away from the catcher to throw to first. There you go. Another K.
To retire the second out of the 6th inning.
2 out here. We could use a real
making some quick work.
breezy
here.
inning,
Yeah.
could we?
Get back to our hot dog.
Yeah.
Forward.
I've given up on a hot dog.
Oh,
I got 3/4 of the hot dog, and I can't do it anymore. I'm forcing it. You don't want to force it.
He's 2 for 3. Double, a single, an RBI.
Yeah, Reyna's been real good today.
yeah, he had that
Ooh,
rocket double back in the
he's
fourth
a little,
Way outside of first.
a little overly eager on that pitch. That was kind of slower curveball, I think, than usual too. Same pitch, 1-1. Reyna double, a single, 2 runs scored. Am I looking at the right guy? No, I'm not. Well, double single, drove in a run, scored 2, also reached base by error.
Peter flying down the
That is going to be just foul down the left field line. It's the kind of day, though, where you can look at the wrong guy in the lineup sheet and get a double and a single and a 2-run scored.
There's a lot of hits on that
Yeah.
scorecard. Lot of hits on
There's a lot of dark, crooked rectangles on our sheets, no doubt.
Clouds are looking pretty interesting out there in the outfield.
It's actually, is it?
Sun's
It
kinda
looks like
breaking
it's,
through a little
yeah,
bit.
it's like it's clearing up a little bit after a day of. Oh,
Chased
that's
again.
strike 3. Look at that. 3 up, 3 down. It's scoreless inning. It is 14-6 going to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to George Taylor Field.
Now batting, the catcher.
We've got a new pitcher in the game for the Batavia Muckdogs, Jaden Sherwood out of Monroe Community College, where he pitched 30 innings with a 6.6 ERA. He's going to be facing Brock Granger, who singled, walked, popped to third.
The Batavia native, Jaden Sherwood.
Just overheard that Jaden Sherwood from Batavia itself. I think I used up all my Batavia facts already, or else I drop one right here.
Well, yeah,
I should have had more than two. Yeah, let's see.
we
Wait.
can just rehash it
Wait.
again. It's been a long game.
I think I have more than two.
If you're just tuning in with us, we're going to say them again.
The name Batavia is Latin for the Batu region of the Netherlands and honors early Dutch land developers. There's another Batavia fact.
Something you just did not know about Batavia.
Yep.
2-1 on Granger.
Governor George Pataki made Batavia the New York State capital for a day.
That one tapped
High chopper to second.
Fields throws.
Nice play by Ueno.
He's making some nice plays there.
He did. Give full credit. He really busted up my Batavia facts.
Designated
So,
hitter, number 50,
Interesting facts.
Marcus Butts.
During the filming of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, John Candy could be seen around Batavia. He made a stop at a tavern, the Heron's Town Manor, with a friend about midnight of February the 24th, 1987. After playing electronic darts, as one was wont to do in 1987, Candy decided he was hungry. Nick Cicchino, a manager of the Pizza Partners, offered to make him the best pizza in Batavia. Candy agreed to go, but only if he could make the pizza. Cicchino opened his shop around 2:30 a.m. and Candy took over the kitchen, keeping the group there until 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
It's nice to get John Candy in Batavia having some pizza, keeping places
Seinfeld thing
open.
there. Make your own pie.
Yeah, it's a ground up the middle. Man,
Beats him up there,
Walker
the infield.
has.
Not in time.
Walker-
He's got to get a single.
It's, are we gonna call that a single? Are we calling? I don't think so either. I think that's an ace. Okay, it's a single after some.
I said a single. He got there. He just couldn't.
I mean,
get it on the
it-
glove.
yeah.
I think it's a single.
Yeah, it was a thrill-a-minute ride,
Yeah,
that one.
An internal discussion here in the box
Yeah.
determined it was a single. Let's bring it up. Andrew Bishop.
Official scoring is single. A call that I agree with.
Andrew Bishop 0 for 3 today.
Bishop on the plate now. Bishop has
Just outside.
right side of the infield today.
You know, Sherwood's got. You can see there's a little giddy up to the fastball coming
Some
there.
bump
You know.
there. He's a
Yeah.
smaller guy too. He doesn't look very big out there.
Right. Would he look taller if he had the knee-high socks going on? Do you think it's a sock illusion or a
It is
lack
like
of
an
sock
optical
illusion?
I think.
Yeah.
Class would be. The
It
socks
could be.
give you an extra 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah.
And then I guess the pajamas give you 2 or 3 less inches.
The jammy look,
Yeah.
as Justin Espinal is sporting right now. New to me, maybe not new to you. They are definitely knee-high sock here
Yeah.
for Batavia.
There's not many knee-high
But-
socks in the league, I don't think.
No. The first I thought when the Americans had a lot of knee-high socks going on, but it could
The
be
American
like,
flags.
oh, that fouls off the mesh.
So first strike there on Bishop. Counts 3-1.
3-1. Got to be looking fastball. I haven't seen a lot other than the fastball, but also I've been talking about a lot of things unrelated to the game. So
Batavia.
yeah, it is 14-6 though. That ball is hit. Ueno's got a chance for 2. Nice flip. That's a double play. Well turned. 4-6, 6-3. It is still 14-6 going to the top of the 7th.
back here at George Taylor Field for the top of the 7th inning. Eli Thompson on the mound for the Ironbacks.
Eli Thompson?
We've seen Eli Thompson a couple times, and man, has he been electric.
Yeah, our favorite spaghetti-hating, strike-throwing son of a gun.
That's right. He may hate spaghetti, but he has been effective.
There he is. We still yet to reconcile. There needs to be the Eli Thompson challenge where we find like the finest plate of spaghetti in Niagara and see if he still hates it after that.
Shouldn't be too hard. This is Spaghetti Town, I think.
Nicely played by Shin. Oh, Bishop couldn't dig it out. That's a shame.
Really nice.
That's a shame.
Hole for Carter Shin. Showed off the range.
You know,
Went to a knee, slid a little bit.
Shin looks so good at short.
He does.
And you know, we've seen both Medora and Shin at second and short flipping around, and
Making some
but boy,
tough, difficult
yeah,
throws.
yeah. Like, such a strong arm and so effortless.
You're right.
Yeah, he's been great.
It's going to be Blake Ewing coming to the plate here.
Now batting number 13, Blake Ewing.
He's been hit by a pitch. Double his last at bat. Sorry, single last at bat.
I keep thinking about that story about John Candy in Batavia in 1987 playing electronic darts. Electronic darts.
Steve Martin wasn't with him.
There you go. Nice pitch. That's a healthy cut there from Blake Ewing.
I wonder if John Candy's played electric darts before.
Is the only pitcher.
Or if that's purely like, I'm going to Batavia, now's my big chance to play electronic darts.
Something I've always wanted to do.
Versus the Muckdogs.
There you go. That's a strike from Eli Thompson.
Struck out one batter, allowed one hit.
Thompson by far has been probably the best, most effective pitcher we've seen for the Ironbacks thus far. I'm kind of surprised he's in this game.
Yeah, he's typical the closer.
Yeah, it seems like kind of like it could be just a matter of who's available today.
Yep. Get in some innings, maybe it's been a couple games.
But I don't know. They've had a lot of days off, right?
Yep.
I mean, who am I to question Richard Griffin? Although I've probably done that before when he's running for the Toronto Star. But
Swing and a miss.
today I think I might have. That's a K for Eli Thompson.
You questioning somebody?
I think I may have.
Questioning a writer?
It may have been a while. That would have been a long time ago. What wouldn't that have been? We've been working together back in those days.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's been writing for the Star back in those days at Sitel for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Sitel there. Probably doesn't get enough shout outs.
Sitel no more at St. Catharines.
True.
A staple and a landmark is
Yeah,
no
it's
longer
true.
around.
Hammond's been a fabulous watch here today. He's doubled, he's walked, he's knocked in a couple runs. Amazing in the field. Sublime. That's the word I would use. Sublime in the
Strike
outfield.
one. Counts 1-1 now.
That's a real nice pitch from Thompson too.
It's really been great to have Travis Saber back. Good locker room guy. Great talent on the field. Up high, 2-1.
Hey man, he wastes no time with that delivery, does he?
No, I think that's what we acknowledged about Thompson before. He just attacked hitters, right?
Yeah.
Had him on the broadcast saying he's
And it's such a compact delivery. Like, it's real simple. Boom, there it is. And he's really got some extra pop today. I don't know, why is he out here? It's 14-6.
Usually we
2-2. I love to see him. I'm always happy to see Eli Thompson pitch in a
usually
game.
save for the donuts, but
Yeah, right, exactly. How are we going to get free donuts tonight
we're
with
gonna
this
get
happening?
donuts now with
It's 2-2.
Thompson on the mound.
Right in on the hand, jammed him. That's going to be trouble with Hammond. He got him. No, I thought he got him.
Save.
nice effort, diving, full extension.
I didn't think Bishop had any chance. That's a surprising call. Bishop,
Griffin out there.
Griffin is
getting
out
an
here.
explanation on that.
Yeah, the umpires just walk right away from him.
He's
Although,
going to get a
wait,
clarification from the home plate umpire. To me, that looked like a real close call. And I thought Bishop actually extended as
yeah, I figured between Hammond and the ball, just the grass eating up that ball, he had zero chance. But he's a tall dude. He used all of his height.
called him out.
Wow,
Hammond's out.
good for the umpires. You know,
Hammond's
that
out.
takes a lot of strength to
Reverse that call.
to be humble enough to go, hey, did I get that call wrong? So full credit to him.
That is why they are professionals, Darren. You say it time and time again. That right there is proof.
Yeah.
We make mistakes, but we're going to get it right in the end.
Yeah, man.
That 6'5" frame, full extension.
Ueno, single, double, RBI. He's been really great in the field, too. Yeah, the defense here today, actually, it's been, the Muckdogs have had some, I think Caleb Walker probably would want a few balls back as short, but beyond that, the infield defense has been pretty good. Infield, outfield defense, good for Batavia, I thought.
They've been real good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some interesting plays by Espinal at third.
Squeezed him on that pitch. That's usually, the black has been pretty big today, but runner bounced around off a second. Thompson now 2-0. It's rare to see Thompson behind an account like this.
It's not surprising. You can really understand how Thompson posted a 0 ERA over his first 3 appearances. Great stuff. Next pitch.
Oh, that was a sweet pitch. That was a sweet pitch.
Yes, I don't have a
Counts 2-1 here.
I don't have a magic section.
Reno.
He's getting pretty close.
Another.
And if you pair with a breaking ball like that,
Oh, there's the fastball in tight.
Big cut there.
Yeah.
like that, the breaking ball you just saw.
2-2 as the wind whips up a little bit here in the press box. A little cool.
Luckily, we've learned our lessons and keep our papers
Yeah.
down.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Oh, just outside. Ueno's a tough out.
Puts good wood
He's battling for sure. He's had a good day at the plate, too.
Yep.
to stay alive.
You know, it's funny, like on 2 strikes, you can see him just kind of hone in on things. Thompson's got his work cut out for him.
Swing and a
That one, did that hit his foot? Yeah, that was dead ball. I think that got him foot or the ankle or the knee.
He is
Yeah.
not happy right now. That one.
There's some hobbling happening on the field right now, and I can't, I can respect that.
He's walking it off, though.
2-2.
He's a ball player.
Yeah.
rub in the shin foot area.
She looks like it got him in the
Wonder if
ankle.
That old 19 articles of batting protection he had.
Right, he didn't bring him this time. I don't know where they came from because it doesn't really appear to have anything on. It's sort of like,
I think it was a collection of every other player's.
did you ever see the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon?
Never.
There used to be the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon, and one of the characters, they would be like, "Hey, we need a tire iron," and he would pull it out of his afro, or like anything that they needed. Hey, we need a toaster. Has anybody got a toaster? And he would pull it out of his afro. That was one character on the Harlem Globetrotters, and he almost seems like that with his paraphernalia because suddenly he just starts taking off a million different things that I didn't see. So yeah. Yeah, I guess the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon would have been before your time, right? And you're probably better off for it, Jesse.
Ueno's okay. Take some warm-up hat.
I gotta respect Ueno. This is the number 10 hitter
That's right.
due to the extra hitter in the lineup, and he's been a
He's
tough at bat all day.
He fights it off here. He's get back in the batter's box. It's 2-2 to count. 2 outs. Thompson sets.
Oh, that ball's hit to the right. Medor under his glove. Oh no, they're gonna hold up the runner at third. You know,
That's gonna be
that's an E4 if ever there was an E4.
another error.
This is
It's 5 errors today for the Ironbacks.
yeah.
They're having a real
And we've
tough
seen
time
ones
today.
where you could be like, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the infield. The infield's tough. That was just straight up. You should have had it. You did not.
That could have got
It happens.
Thompson out of the inning, but that
Yeah.
instead puts runners to the corners for the Muckdogs here. With Castriano back up to the plate.
Yeah, Krasnotaro's been,
1 for 4 today.
he's been working out Chase Hubble in center field all day long.
Ueno can come around to score. Muckdogs allow 0 on the bottom half.
Thompson just keeps bringing it though, unfazed. That is hit in the air to none other than Chase Hubble.
There's a mercy
He got it. Man, that was an adventure, but he gets it in the end. 0 runs, 1 hit. The score is still 14-6 going in the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back again to George Taylor Field. It's the bottom of the 7th. It's 14-6 for those darn Muckdogs over the Ironbacks. Devin Medor at the plate.
3 for 3 today, Medor. A tough error in his last inning.
He's struggled in the field a little bit today. It's been a tough day there. I do think the Merritt infield, I almost feel like it was in his head a little bit. He got a horrible hop earlier in the game, and it's almost like he was waiting for that same kind of hop and didn't get it. It just went true that time.
It's 1-1 here. Count on Medor.
Ooh, little snap on, crack a pop on that pitch.
He's had some zip to his pitch.
Yeah, it kind of surprises you a little. It sneaks up on you.
Again, for a tiny guy, I'm impressed.
Well, that fall up in the air.
It's a
2
late
and 2.
siren there. Hopefully no one got it in the car.
Yes.
2-2. Medor.
Struck him out.
First time out.
Nice
for
job
Medor
by
today.
Sherwood there. You want another Batavia little fact?
Hit me, Darren.
Batavia was referenced in the Simpsons Season 8 episode, The Twisted World of Marge Simpson, when the first order to Marge's pretzel business after securing the protection of a local mafia comes from the Meat Packers Union Hall in Batavia.
You're kidding. I remember that episode.
There you go. I'm just here for important facts. Yeah, Keen's looking more dialed in today.
He is.
Kind of like finding his best self today.
He definitely needs to, too. He's one of their batters with more pop in his bat.
Yeah, Bishop. I mean, if the Ironbacks are going to compete against these better teams, I think Keene and Bishop are the main cogs in that.
Yep.
They're the guys where you can see the greatest possibilities in terms of power and
That's right.
contact. Oof. Sherwood attacking these guys, and
Getting ahead of the counts here.
Yeah.
1-2.
you know, I wonder if it's almost like how impactful being a contrast to the pitchers before you is.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like he's a big contrast from, certainly what you'd see Creighton bring him.
Well, He's got a wicked curveball here.
No. 2-2.
Sherwood just seems to be attacking guys, almost reminiscent of Eli Thompson.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
going
yeah.
out there and attacking
For sure.
strike zone.
That's a hard ground up the middle. Ueno, oh,
Beats him
a
up.
tough hop. That's going to be
Meriden infield strikes again.
That's going to be an E4, but I'll tell you, this infield is tough, man. I don't know how many good hops we've seen from this infield.
Well, that's 7 errors in total in the game, so I think 5 of them have at least been from
Yeah.
the infield.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the ground's a little hard today. It did rain the last couple nights.
Yeah, I mean,
Could play a
yesterday.
factor.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, it rained a ton yesterday.
Yeah.
That one's hit into right
Nice
field.
work there.
Keene
Nice
holds
hustle.
up at second. Nice job by Hubble fighting off that inside fastball.
Gets his first hit of the day, Hubble.
Yeah, guided that into right field. Found himself some outfield grass.
Again, the story of the game, the Ironbacks have had their men on base. It's just trying to get them to cash
Yep.
in.
Yep. It's funny that the bottom of the order, starting with Medor, spot in the lineup, has really been the most effective of half of the lineup.
Wilson.
Caden Wilson coming in for Bryce Bedrosian. Caden Wilson, St. Catharines' own, plays for Jamestown. Got his first hit here last weekend. Just outside. Sometimes when I say just outside, that actually is a strike. And that would be one of those examples. 0-1. Low and outside. There's a little grounder down to third base. Throw to second for one. That's close. Ooh, that's a generous call. That's a generous call at first base. Double play, no runs. It is 14-6 through 7. Welcome back to George Taylor Field for the 8th inning of this game between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Niagara Ironbacks here in the glove box of the Niagara region, Merritton, Ontario. Coming to the plate is Caleb Walker. He's singled twice, he's doubled, he's knocked in a run, he stole a couple bases. He's been dynamite
He's had
today
an excellent game
at the
today.
plate.
I know I talked up Brian Fry, my boy, all game.
Yeah.
However, Caleb Walker has been
Walker's probably been the most impressive hitter so far. Walker and Bolton, probably the two that really jumped out at me.
We can just name the entire
Yeah, that's true.
defenders, to be
It's true.
honest.
Like,
Everyone
yeah,
has been
yeah,
running around all game.
yeah, for sure.
Thompson gets ahead 1-0.
Batavia's been very impressive today. Strike.
Heat there. Brings it
0-2.
there on Caleb Walker.
Walker has spent a lot of the season
It's interesting to see Thompson against them.
in that 10 spot, serving as the second leadoff man. Today, they just slide him up,
Oh, just outside.
rewarding them for that decision. Takes that one outside. The count 1-2.
Yeah, Thompson a big fan of fishing and hunting, and he's definitely hunting tonight. Nice pitch.
Nice pitch there. Eli Thompson. Second K of the night.
He's looked
Thing
super
about
sharp.
Eli's Thompson's dislike for pasta and spaghetti in particular. You should take him to Rizzo's House of Parm in Port
In where?
Colborne.
Okay.
It is a famous spaghetti house.
Okay. You been there?
I've been there.
You're advocating for it? You're saying that's the top shelf spaghetti in our
It's
region?
excellent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice pitch. How about that place in the falls? There's a. It's like an Italian name. It's near the Dairy Queen in Niagara Falls, because Niagara region can't have enough Dairy Queens.
Right.
Nice pitch. It's poorly treated by the umpire. I would say unjustly treated by the umpire there. 1-1. Thompson doesn't seem to get too worried about the calls, though. Comes right back at him. That's another poke. What a poke. Man, oh, man.
Could be trouble.
There's a toss from Phelan, and Fry was thinking about more. Jesse's boy, Brian Fry.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything really of significance today, but
No.
boy, was that a strike.
Yeah, he has definitely asserted himself on that pitch.
Eli Thompson.
And, that was a good pitch. He just took where it was and placed it a long ways away from home plate.
That double. It's his second hit of the pitch.
Yeah.
For Batavia
Phelan had a long run for that.
Luke Dodonna.
Donna will pinch hit now for Justin.
Donna.
Wonder if
Pitch hitting for
Espinal
Espinal.
taking the game off here after fouling that ball off his foot.
Yeah.
Sitting. Maybe feel the ill effects of that.
There's not one thing that Espinal did that was boring today. If it was just an ordinary average fly ball that everybody should just not pay attention to, Espinal made it interesting. Just for us, Jesse, just for the fans.
That's right. That's right. Even
So-
lost his cap. Just,
Yeah, lost his cap. There's been a lot of losing of the cap, but I think in a very stylish way.
I feel if you have to lose your cap, you got to do it in a stylish
Yeah,
way.
man. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Nice pitch. I was probably a generous strike. He got a little something back there. You know what? It's 14-6. It's been a fun game. This is a fun team to watch. These dudes can hit.
Nice pitch. They can.
You know?
They can for
And you
sure.
just tip your hat. Like these are baseball players. Nice pitch from Thompson again, makes it 1-2.
That's right.
Ooh.
Just upstairs there. 2-2
Inside.
the count.
Donna. Another long poke. They're working out Nolan Phelan. He's going to miss it.
Get to that one there.
It's a
Wow.
heavy double for Luke Donna.
That's going to score Fry.
Double, back-to-back doubles.
Madonna. First hit of the day. Madonna coming
Yeah.
in for Justin
We
Espinal.
don't often see Thompson get tuned up like he has those last two balls. Those are,
loud doubles. Right?
yes.
Which has been the story of the day for the Muckdogs. Lots of loud doubles.
Yeah.
Finding holes in the outfield.
It reminds me of the Yankees back in the day when they would just work pitchers, see a lot of pitches, and eventually
Find their pitch. Mitch and
Yeah.
make him pay.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a hit by pitch for Cooper Romick, and he'd take first base.
That's a tough one.
He was 0 for 3 today, or 0 for 4 today with 2 Ks. He gets on base here.
Yeah, it hasn't been if there's anybody you're not going to hit, it would be Romick. You know what I mean? Nothing against his ability overall, but today he's not been particularly
Had to
potent.
get him on base.
Yeah.
and He's now at first.
Everybody gets a turn.
Madonna's at second, 1 out.
Ooh, that ball gets away. It's going to move up 2 runners.
It's a wild pitch.
And again, it's a relentlessly talented lineup that Batavia has brought to the plate today. And Reyna's had a double, a single. He struck out. Got on base with an error by Petrosian long ago, back in the first inning. That is fouled way out of play. Maybe taking out another window in the former Merritt High School. There's not a lot of not broken windows. Jesse angry about something on his phone. We've lost him for a moment. He'll come back. There's an easy grounder to Bishop. He's going to take it himself.
Gonna be out.
D3.
2 out here, but runners stay at second and third.
James Bolton. Speaking of people that have been having a day. Double, single, single his last 3 at bats. He's struck out as well, but 3 for 4. Couple runs scored. There's been a lot of self-esteem being a lot of good self-esteem for the Batavia team today. You're feeling good about yourself today, you know?
That's right. 8 games in 8 days. Like I said, you got to get in a bit of a rhythm here for them.
Yep. 0-1. Thompson trying to get out this with as little damage as possible. Still coming at him. Ooh, nice pitch. You know who he actually reminds me of in his approach? Is Dave Steep. Because Steep was just purely functional, purely attacking. It's yeah. 1 and 2. I got a nice tap on the shoulder for the Dave Steep comp from Mel Romanin. So I feel like it's a big moment for me. Mel Romanin approved commentary. It's my favorite. 2 and 2.
This 8th inning, the Muckdogs looking to provide just a bit more. 2-2 pitch.
Oh, we got him to chase. Another cave. Eli Thompson gets out of it. So 1 run comes home. It's 15-6 going into the bottom of the 8th. right, welcome back to George Taylor Field. It is 15-6 for those darn Muckdogs. Ironbacks got Moto at the plate, one of our favorites. Every time Moto comes to the plate, I remind everyone that when asked his favorite artist and where everybody else said Drake and that sort of answer, he responded his favorite artist was French Impressionists. Man, I'm going to blank on his name now. Claude Monet. Sorry for the delay on that. But yes, favorite artist, Claude Monet, the French Impressionist painter. That's Kakeru Tsukamoto. Also practices osteopathy, which is impressive. Be more impressive if I didn't struggle so much on how to say that word.
Osteopathic?
Osteopathy?
I get it done.
Okay, all right.
Osteopath.
Yeah.
Osteopath. He is an actual osteopath. Line down the left field line.
Sadly, I know.
Is Moto looking for his first hit too? I feel like he is. He's really fighting here against Sherwood. Love to see something good happen for Kakeru Tsukamoto. This is probably the most competitive at bat I've seen him have. Oh, chase that one. That's a K. All right, Carter Shin coming up. He's 1 for 4. Coming to the plate, the Foreigners jukebox hero. Shin's look real great in the field today. He really plays a really, I use this word again, elegant shortstop. Strong throws. There's a nice little flare in the right field. Single.
First pitch swinging there.
Yeah, Carter Shin's a ball player, man. So we-
Granger coming out.
Now batting the catcher, number 20.
1 for 3 today. Single. He's walked. I think probably the walk was the most impressive moment against
Battled back, playing that
against the lefty. Yeah.
there.
And Creighton's curveball. Outside from Sherwood. Dialed that one up a bit.
He is 1 for 3 today. He's reached base safely twice. A single in his first
You see, many may have given up on this game, but not the Merton organist. He's still playing that organ strong. There's a grounder in the middle. That could be 2. Fry to first. P6, 6-3. That's another double play to end the inning. It is now 15-6 going into the 9th. back to George Taylor Field. It's the 9th inning. We made it. It's 15-6. There's a new pitcher in for the Niagara Ironbacks, who are down by 9, of course. Caleb Sagan from Welland, Ontario.
Number 13, Blake Ewing.
Sagan actually trained with Trevor Bauer a little bit. He said Trevor Bauer helped him add 5 miles an hour to his fastball. He has a knuckleball. It's part of the repertoire. He hasn't used it. I don't think we'll see it here today, but he learned it from former Blue Jay great R.A. Dickey.
Wow.
I was going to ask him if he would only use a knuckleball if the roof was closed, but there you go. Strike one. Comes in meaning business.
Has a knuckleball in his arsenal.
Blake Ewing.
Hasn't used it.
Up here.
No relation to yours truly, by the way.
Right on the fist. This is going to be a tough play for Shin. Nice throw. Nice grab. Nice play. Carter Shin has been really good. This infield, like, balls go disappearing. It's like the Bermuda Triangle for ground balls. Like, you think you're never going to see those baseballs again sometimes,
7
you know?
errors in total, I think.
Yeah. Well, part the infield grass, part...
Defensive.
Yeah, there's been some human fallibility has also probably played a part there. Travis Hammond.
Andrew Bishop made a diving tag.
The fielding stylings of Travis Hammond. Strike one. Sagan coming right at him.
He takes strike one there from Sagan.
That one is ripped hard into right field. That's going to fall. Oh.
And he's going to make it with ease. Shows off
It's a second double today for Travis Hammond.
Yeah, he can run, man.
He can
Run.
run.
And it both hits to right field. You can see his approach, right? Just sit back and try to lay it at their right field and just start running.
Just use your speed, right?
Hammond on second. Can't say Ueno. He's had a good game. 2 for 4, single double, couple runs scored, RBI, couple nice plays in the infield. He's also ran into some troubles with
Troubles with the infield.
yeah.
Yep.
Are we got to be pretty close to Jesse putting his hood on cold, right? Like we're nearing
It's
that.
getting nippy.
That's right to Bishop. Well handled. That'll move Hammond to third.
It is getting nippy.
So there's 2 outs.
2 outs.
Who's coming up here? Oh, Tyler Castrataro. I actually thought it was somebody different. Perhaps it's just the being bathed in the Meriton field lights.
1 for
Yeah.
It's looking really nice.
1-0. Ooh, aim that one a little bit, and you can see it coming out of his hand. 2-0. Castrataro 1 for 5. I don't know if you're 1 for 5, maybe you don't feel that good about yourself today because it's all relative. You know what I mean? Like you're looking at it, people around you are all 3 for 4. Yeah. 2-1 is the count. I feel it's like a sea of black in terms of the runs scored there from the 5 spot down.
Big strike.
pitch.
Loses the ball cap.
You know you meant the pitch when your hat flies off.
That's right.
Yeah. Telltale sign. We've seen a lot of great moments followed by hats falling
Lost
off today.
hats
Yes.
today, yes.
Hammond.
Espinal.
Yeah, Espinal's done it, but it seemed more of a styling. There was more, you know, there's a little more force. There's like an effortlessness to Hammond's.
You're right.
Hammond, I would put at the A+ category.
He was running fast and lost his hat.
You know, Espinal's I'm still going to give an A. I can't give the plus because I could tell there's a little bit of fouled off down the right field line. And Seguin's I'm going to give a good B+ there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Pronounces it differently though.
Well,
A fly ball in the right field. That might fall in. Moto. Oh no, couldn't quite squeeze it.
let's go to score run there.
That's a shame. We're gonna call that a single. RBI for see. Castrataro gets to feel a little bit better about himself on the bus back home.
Just increasing that batting average for him today.
Yeah,
Something
2
to
for
talk about
6.
with his teammates.
Couple RBIs.
That's right. That's right.
That was an excuse me single if there's ever been one, but you take it. Still looks like a hit on the game sheet. Walker, who's been pretty fierce at the plate today. Man, heck, he doesn't get cheated on those swings at all. Those are healthy cuts. Jesse, of course, is focusing on making his next pick in our fantasy baseball league, as one is wont to do when it's 16-6. Umpire cleans off home plate. Never too late for home plate to be clean. 0-1. Walker 3 for 5 today.
He's
2
doing
stolen
awesome.
bases.
He really got the game going here, I think, with his stolen bases there.
Yeah,
Single,
yeah.
stolen base. He really got the
Yeah,
game going for the Muckdogs.
they
here.
put the pedal to the metal early, and yeah, they've been formidable, no doubt. This again missing outside. But they don't give you a lot. They're not giving you a lot for free. They're not chasing a lot of pitches. There's no half swings.
17
Dude,
hits. for him
strike 2.
today.
2-2. You know, this would be a good spot for a good breaking ball. Let's see what he does here. Oh, doesn't listen to me. Gets a K anyway. 16-6. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. Welcome back to George Taylor Field for the bottom of the ninth. There's a new pitcher on the mound for Batavia, Tyler Castrataro, who actually pitched a little in high school. You may remember him today from actually DHing. His pitching, he's actually gone 2 for 6 today with a couple RBIs. We'll see how he does facing Marcus Butts to start things off.
Butts got a
Go.
single and a walk today.
He's got some feel.
1 for 4.
Your prototypical position player on the mound. Let's see what
His
he's got. You've seen the heater. It's there. He pumps
his favorite athletes: Trey Turner, okay, Gleyber Torres.
Okay.
Gleyber,
Okay.
I don't know. Hobbies include lifting weights and video games, which is pretty popular actually. That's a
Probably everyone's favorite
ooh,
pastime
look at
is-
that little
That's a
curveball.
nice curve.
Yeah.
And he's ahead 1-2. In the midst of the 8 games and 8 days stretch, it makes sense to save one of your
Yeah, that's something you mentioned overhearing the Batavia broadcast mentioning that they played eight games in 8 days. So you're gonna in a
Preserve your
game like
arms.
this, yeah.
Preserve your arms.
You've got a 10-run lead. You got a guy who could pitch in high school and who's obviously got a couple pitches here.
I also heard several players couldn't make it to the game today, so maybe
Right.
several of those players were perhaps pitchers.
Yeah, we haven't talked enough about that. 10 guys couldn't
10
get over the
guys
border.
couldn't
Well,
get over the
it
border.
wasn't they didn't have.
They just didn't have passports or
Right.
proper documentation
Right.
to make it back over here to play today. So
You know, back when I was younger, you didn't need a passport.
actually, back when I was younger, you didn't need a passport.
Yeah.
balls, 2 strikes to count. Just cross the board.
Fouled off. I remember my buddy going over one night when we used to go over to the States to drink at night on the weekends because the bars were open a couple hours later. And all he had was a fishing license.
And they
And
still
they're
have
like, okay, whatever, sure, go. So yeah, different times.
that. A fishing license.
More innocent times. Ooh, nice little curveball. Strikes out Marcus Butts.
Filthy curveball. Actually.
Yeah, good for Castro.
His first official strikeout.
We are now just past the 3-hour mark in this game. Bishop, F3, P3, 4-3, 6-3. It's a lot of outs so far for Bishop. Looking to get Scott, but he's just not looked. He hasn't looked comfortable in there today. Just
No, hasn't locked in or that.
see if he can get a little something going against Castro Tataro. Strike 1-1. That was that wide black on the inside part of the plate is back. Fouls that off. And that's it. They've really been working him inside. I don't know if it's a game plan overall, but almost all the pitchers have, and Bishop struggled with that.
This will be the third time they've played the Muckdogs, though, so maybe they got some inside information.
Hmm?
Here's the 1-2.
Down in dirt, 2-2.
Whole start, $25,000 off an electric vehicle.
Discrepancy between
Have to be about 5,000 before I consider
the
it.
confusion is, I believe the first pitch was called surcharge. But it was borderline.
And on the hands again. That's sky high in the right field.
Taking the catch.
Fly ball out.
2 out here.
Breda.
2 out.
Outplayed, right? It wasn't left.
Ironbacks are down to their last out here. 16-6.
Number 7, Devin Medor.
Devin Medora.
He's had a game, Devin Medor.
He has.
3
He
for 4,
has.
stolen base.
Yeah, it's a good old
Can he keep the game and inning alive
good
here?
old Baskin Robbins games. 31 different flavors. Some you like. Ooh, that was a curveball.
Thought that was coming right for us.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was about to put my hand up to try to catch that ball up here.
So that's 0-1.
Never gonna catch that ball. That's okay though.
We did a lot better on that pop up. On the doubleheader, everybody cowered when one kind of came close, so we were much more brave today. Another good curveball. Strike 2. Give credit to Castro.
That's right. Coming in cold as a DHO game.
Yeah.
On a day where
Look at
He just
Gary.
attacked the zone.
was locked in at the plate.
you know, you got to tip your hat here today to Batavia.
You really do.
They
16
came-
runs, 17 hits.
Yeah.
They really,
And,
they really made them pay today.
and nothing cheap about it. They earned it.
3.1 innings.
I mean, there's been a lot of errors, as you said, but I mean, they've really hit
They
the
batted
ball.
around. There's been some
Yeah.
loud hits in that outfield.
Yeah, they've really worked over the fences out there in left field and right field. Yeah, they've seen more action today against Batavia than they have any, like, I think combined
Combined
of
in
all
any
the
game,
other
I think,
games.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah, full credit to them.
One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing.
There you go. That ends it. Another K for Castrotaro. Good inning for him. The game ends 16-6 Batavia. Thank you for joining us again. We hope you have a great night.
We'll be back on Saturday.
Set to take on the Niagara Falls Americans.